Hey, what's going on, baseball family? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Arm Pitching Development. Today we're taking a look at a chart that I created a couple of years ago at a different college I was working at for our starting pitchers. Okay, so I thought we'd go over there and give this to you guys today as a fun video, just something a little bit different. If you're new to the channel and don't know who I am, my name is Coach Jason Beating. I've been a 20+ year baseball pitching coach at the collegiate and high school level. I also train youth athletes as well at 643 KC Baseball Academy in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm also a pitching coach at Calvary University in Kansas City as well. Just a little bit about what I do currently, and then going into the chart here for pre-game routine for starting pitchers, right? So I want to say this: if you have a youth pitcher and you're doing tournaments, this is going to be a little bit tough unless you have a heavy roster of pitchers on your team and you're only going to pitch one game. And also some things to consider is the amount of throwing that you're going to be doing throughout the weekend if you have a younger age. So let's just use this as a base guideline as to approach starting pitching. If you're a high school guy, this could be a good plan for you. If you're a collegiate guy throwing on 5-6 days rest, I think this is a decent plan for you as well. All right, so let's get into the routine real quick. So the day before, something that a lot of people don't talk about is what should we be doing the day before we pitch. So working on our eating habits, hydrating well, stay away from fast food, and getting a lot of rest. Okay, eating well, hydrating, all these things are going to be a body positive plus getting ready to head into performance from a pitching standpoint. I see a lot of times that the food intake can be a little bit of a struggle. It's okay to carb up, it's okay to have proteins, these type of things, but vegetables, anyways, try to stay away from the fast foods if we can, right? We don't want to eat a bunch of junk before we're pitching. So we have our bodies ready to go at optimal performance. So after we get through the day, we're on the day of performance, we're on the day of pitching. So 1 to 2 hours before the game, have something to eat. I always liked something light to eat. I didn't really enjoy eating a lot of food because then I felt sluggish and lethargic during the game or while I was trying to pitch. I never liked that feeling of feeling heavy. I wanted to feel light and athletic. So eat something a little bit lighter there, guys. I worked on focus and visualization a lot as a baseball pitcher. And what I like to do is close my eyes and actually see myself pitching in the game before I actually did it or performed in the game. I feel like that helped me out a lot. Seeing myself get batters out, that type of thing, was really good for me in the long run. So maybe that'll work for you guys as well. And then I go back into the food things. Just, starch-based foods should be the focus, right? And this is coming from another trainer that I worked with. So let's go into time between events. So like 45 minutes, an hour pregame prep time. Again, if you're a youth guy and you don't have that much time, I understand. Do your best, come up with a routine. At least this gives you a building block or a foundation of how to start a routine for yourself, or come up with an idea of how you want to plan out before your starts. If you're a baseball coach and you're coaching a little league team or a youth team, if you could do this as a favor, let your pitchers know in advance that they're going to be the starting pitcher of the game. If you're in a tournament, try to map out your tournament schedule so that you can allow your pitchers time to prep themselves mentally and physically. If you're just coming up with a pitching schedule on the whim on a tournament, I think that we can do a little bit better job in educating and giving notice to starting pitchers. Something that I always did when I coached a youth team was let the starting pitcher know on Wednesday, before we even got to the weekend to play, who was going to pitch in what games in what order. And I had it mapped out, and it worked out very, very well for me. And for my teams that I coached at little younger ages, they were very successful. And I attribute some of that because of my allowance to invite them as part of the team and what my plan was. Anyways, going off of that subject, so 45 minutes, hour before the game. All right, finish your eating and start your transition in your mind over to the game focus, and don't be rushed in your preparation. I see a lot of rush because of time, mostly, especially youth audience. I think most people that watch this channel are in the youth circuit, so that's why I kind of talk about that a little bit more. If you're a high school guy, then you kind of get this plan a little bit more, and then if you're a college guy, you can probably make this work a little bit, or I'm hoping you already have a plan if you go to that college. So all right, and then 45 minutes or so, and you'll see this building block. So we start at the blue, right? And you do a light 5-minute jog, something like that, and start a dynamic warm up. I've given you a small dynamic warm up that you can do for 5 or 10 minutes. You can incorporate that if you want, if you feel like it makes sense for you or your guys, right? You'll see me add in water a lot. I don't think water gets put in enough. So let's make sure we're staying hydrated. So from blue, then we go to orange as it stacks, right? Then we go into our J band or banding routine. I've got a sample banding routine on this chart for you that you can follow if you don't have one. Okay, from orange, we go into gray, 3 to 5 minute water break. Maybe that's a little long, it's up to you, a couple minute water break. And then you start into high intent body movements. That's for 3 or 5 minutes. You're going to do some sprints and some ice skater, some quick movement pieces, some sack movements. So that will help you kind of really increase the blood flow and get ready to go as you start into your catch play, which is in green. Catch play 10 minutes or so, depending on you as an athlete, listening to your arm and where you feel like you are with that. So this is just a guide. Don't have to take it verbatim for the minute structure. You can go into your own routine. I only need 5 or 8 minutes of throwing, then just do that, right? Then we go into the other blue section here, another water break, right? And then we start our bullpen process. I would do a mix of wind up and stretch. If you're a youth guy or a youth coach and you're only, your athlete only does the stretch position, then that's fine, obviously. But I try to touch both, pitching from the windup and pitching from the stretch in preparation, and then trying to find out what pitches are working for me for that day. Obviously, if you're a youth coach and you're a youth athlete and you only have 2 pitches, well, there you go. Fastball better be working today. So, right. So once we come off of the bullpen process, we should be pretty much ready to go running into the game. If the games are running long or there's something that's backed up and you're having a struggle with your timeline getting into the game, just try to keep the arm loose and warmed up. You can use the J bands, use your banding routine, use your shoulder prep, warm up stuff. Just kind of keep yourself loose and engaged. You're not gonna really need to overly extend your warm up process in terms of throwing. You might play catch a little bit, but you're not going to forget how to pitch off a mound unless it's, you might want to do a re-mound warm up if it's hours delay. If it's not that bad, then you don't need to get back on a mound and throw again. So anyways, I thought this would be something that you guys would like. I am going to make this available to you for free on my PayHip account. If you'll scan the QR code on the video here, you'll notice it'll drop you to my PayHip account. At that point, you can search for the pregame routine for starting pitchers. That is available for free to you guys. And my gift to the baseball community, you guys. Listen, if you like the content I shoot here at Arm Pitching Development, the videos I create here at Arm Pitching Development, consider hitting subscribe for more tips, drills, exercises, and workouts as they relate to baseball or the game of baseball. And until I shoot the next video, I'll see you guys next time. Keep learning, keep growing.